from a little hiatus. I see I've acquired a few new subscribers in the meantime. Thank you all for your subscriptions. You know, I thought I should do something for them. I should make a new video. And I'm going to make a video for you today about something that's excited me a lot over the past few weeks, and that is the form Gramplet that you can install for the GRAMPS genealogy software. What is the forms Gramplet? Well, it is a structured, organized way to transcribe form information into the GRAMPS genealogy software. It was originally designed for transcribing censuses, but the Gramplet has expanded to cover other forms as well. Censuses from many different countries are supported out of the box, as are UK birth, marriage, and death certificates, but you can also define custom forms based on whatever forms you find most often in your research. This could be draft registration cards, your own local birth, marriage, death certificates, any form where you see a lot of those boxes with writing in it. You can define a custom form for inputting that into the GRAMPS genealogy software using the form Gramplet. Why would you want to do this? Well, a couple of reasons. You can share more complete genealogical information in less disk space. So, for example, if you wanted to send someone a lot of information through email, or if you are, say, interested in running your own genealogy website and server disk space comes at a premium, this will help you to condense a lot of that information so you're not sharing gigabytes worth of high definition images. You can just share the transcribed information. Also, this makes your research easier to read, simply. If you think your forms are difficult to read, just imagine how they are for people who don't look at this stuff all day. Take a look at this headline from the Washington Post. Cursive handwriting is disappearing from schools. This is something I think a lot about when I'm preparing my genealogy research. People in the future may find it difficult to read some of these documents that you've got, and the more you transcribe, the easier it'll be for future generations and for people in the present who have a hard time reading some of these forms. So we're going to take a look at the form Gramplet today and how to use it. What is the itinerary? Here it is, the itinerary for this video. We're going to install the form Gramplet add-on. We're going to add the form Gramplet add-on to the dashboard or a sidebar. We're going to enter the source's attribution code. That's how you activate a source for use in the form Gramplet. You'll see what I mean. Okay, we're going to click New or Edit on the form Gramplet to input our data. And after our data is all inputted, we will clean up our events and citations and then marvel at all of our wonderful work. Okay, let's get started using the form Gramplet. Okay, install the form Gramplet add-on. I'm going to switch over now to fresh installation of GRAMPS, nothing in it. I just want to show you how to install the form Gramplet add-on. So let's create a new tree. I'm going to call it form example. Okay, load family tree. Alright, this is the view that will greet you when you first install GRAMPS. You get your welcome Gramplet on the left side. You get your top surnames Gramplet on the right side. I'm going to go to people. I'm going to create a person. Okay. And I'm not going to put in too much info. How about me, myself, and I. Alright, this is going to be my person here. Okay, this is for demonstration purposes only. Male, that's me. Okay, so we got someone in here. I'm going to set me, myself, and I as the home person and view myself in a chart. Okay, so we've got someone ready here. I want to install the form Gramplet. Now if you right click here in the dashboard, it'll say add a Gramplet. There's a few that come built into the GRAMPS software. Others need to be installed as an add-on, and the form Gramplet is one of those. So to install your add-on Gramplets, you got to go up to Edit and then Preferences. Okay, check for new add-ons. And these are all the add-ons that you can install. You can find the form Gramplet here under Gramplets, and then it's the form Gramplet. Okay, if you want to, just go all out, select all of these things, install them all, see if you like them. Okay, for purposes of this video, I'm just going to install the form Gramplet, and I'm going to install one other Gramplet, and that is the last change Gramplet. I use this a lot together with the form Gramplet, okay, to keep track of all the people I'm editing. So I'm going to install those two. Okay, and you'll see it's going to say downloading and installing. Cool, done. Okay, two add-ons were installed. Close, and once that finishes, I'm going to close my preferences window here. Close. Alright, so I've installed the Gramplets. If I right click on my dashboard, you should see form Gramplet here and last change Gramplet here. These are the ones that I just added. Now, the next item on our itinerary, install the form Gramplet, done. Next item, add the form Gramplet to the dashboard or sidebar. Let's take a look. Okay, this is what you see when you first install GRAMPS. This is what the dashboard looks like, but this page is highly customizable, and what I like to do is get some of the people I've been working on over here on the left side. I'm going to add Gramplet, last change. Okay. May take a little while to pop up there. There it is. So latest changes. This lists 10 people that you've changed most recently. Very helpful for when you're doing work, especially using the form Gramplet. Over here for top surnames, maybe I'll dismiss that for now, and I'm going to add the form Gramplet over here. Okay. Again, takes a little while. There it is. Okay, so this is the form Gramplet. When you input forms for the people in your family tree, whichever person is highlighted or currently in use, their inputted forms will appear as a list in this box. Okay, now you can also display this information as a sidebar or bottom bar, and that will happen on in these chart pages. So here where it says Gramplet bar, you could also add the Gramplet here as well. Now I personally don't do that on this computer. Why? Because I have a small screen, space is at a premium, so I don't really use the forms here. You can see you have to enlarge this quite a bit to get the new and edit buttons in there. But if you have a large screen that accommodates this Gramplet, this is a perfectly good place to use it. I usually use it on the dashboard, but it's up to you. Okay, so we've done the first two itinerary items here. Install the form Gramplet add-on, add the form Gramplet to the dashboard or sidebar or bottom bar, okay, whichever you prefer. Next item up on our itinerary is enter the source attribution code. Now for this step, I'm going to switch over away from Windows and into my Linux installation, where I've got tons of awesome data to show you and to work on.
Alright, I'm back on my other computer where I've already got all my add-ons installed, and I'm going to use my own family history database to show you how to use the forms Gramplet. Okay, and the next item up on our agenda is to enter the source's attribute code, which is easier to just show you than it is to explain. Let's head on over to my GRAMPS installation here, and you can see my dashboard has latest changes on the left, forms on the right, and as you click on the names in the latest change Gramplet, that person that you click on becomes the active person, and his or her form information is displayed over here in the forms Gramplet. And you can see I've been a little busy entering censuses for the McGills and the Anflicks, and person I want to work on today is Anna Anflick, and you can see I have a few forms for her, a 1930 census, a 1920 census, and also a death certificate for which she is not the primary. She is listed as a mother on her son's death certificate, okay, and that shows up in the Gramplet as well. This is a form that I designed the definition myself. We're going to learn how to do that in the next video, but for this video, let's work on some censuses. And before we get started writing form information, we have to enter the attribute code for the source. So come over to our sources, and if I want to work on a 1910 census, I first have to edit this source, go into attributes, and I have to put this information in there. And what this does is it associates the 1910 census form definition with this source. Okay, and this is a necessary step before you begin using the Gramplet. If you haven't done this yet, you would click the plus sign, type form in here for the attribute, and then US 1910, and you're going to go ahead and click OK. I'm going to click cancel because I've already done this. Don't need to do it again. The result that you should see is this: form US 1910. This associates the US 1910 census form definition with this source. And when you're done that, click OK, and you're ready to begin entering 1910 census data into the form Gramplet. Before I do that, I want to explain to you more about the available form attribute codes. Which codes are available for you to enter, and which forms are you available to use. The census codes generally consist of a 2-letter country abbreviation and a 4-digit year. So in the example we just seen, I used US 1910, but if you're using other censuses from other countries, the code will vary. UK 1871, IE is for Ireland, 1911, CA is for Canada. There are a few other countries available. A complete list of the codes is available on the GRAMPS wiki. I'm going to put a link in the description, but for now, let's look at the website. Here it is, census definitions. Okay, these are the ones that are available: England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Belgium, and Canada. You can scroll through and see how many are available. If you're using any one of these censuses, you would use these codes. Now, the state censuses and agricultural census schedules are not available out of the box, okay? Meaning you're going to have to do a little extra work to get these state censuses working. Basically, it entails installing a test file, which you will learn more about in the next video when I explain defining your own forms. These are listed here on the website. They don't work out of the box, but you can get them to work with a little extra effort here. So there are many census codes available. Also available are these codes: UK birth, UK marriage, UK death. If you have any UK birth, marriage, death in forms like this one, for example, okay, you may use the form Gramplet to enter this information in. Alright, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to go back to my slideshow and say, well, you can define pretty much any form you want. It just requires editing the form definition file, which I'll explain in the next video. I'm going to click on New to start a new 1910 census for Anna, but I just want to show you I've been busy at this lately, and I've done quite a few forms, including military draft forms, passenger lists, etc. So you can get pretty busy and you can really do all your forms with this. For now, let's just choose a 1910 census and work on that. What you see once you select it is the questions that appear on the 1910 census here at the top of this window. Okay, also at the top of this window is a reference box, date, and place. The reference box, this will create a new citation under this source. Okay, even if you already have used this citation for other purposes, this will create a duplicate citation which you may have to merge at the end of the process, and I'll show you that. But for now, since I've already done some work on this census in creating some events, this will create a duplicate citation for me. So I'm just going to write in here duplicate citation. Now, if this is the first time you're using this form, the first time you're using this source to create anything, you might want to write a proper citation in here, but I'll show you at the end what I'm talking about. Citation, duplicate citation for 1910 and like census. Alright, cool. Date 1910, this has been auto-filled for you. Place you can select. Okay, you can select an existing place. This census took place in Philadelphia. Good. And once you do that, you can go ahead and start typing in your information. First thing you have to do is select the people involved in the census. Okay, who do we have here? Katie, Annie, and Willie. Alright, the people who exist in your database already may be selected this way, okay, using the select person feature. Katie, I've got to go under her maiden name, which is here. Okay, and Annie, goes under her maiden name, which is up here. Okay, fantastic. This will autofill the names, which is kind of convenient, just so you can keep track of who's who, but if you want your transcription to match what's on the actual form, you will need to edit this. Okay, so Katie and Annie, she's got a M dash here, so Annie. Alright, and from here on out, it's just a matter of copying what you see. Head daughter, FFWW, that's female, white. Head, down arrow, daughter. Okay, you may use the tab key to move, and also the up and down arrows. Okay, FF, color, WW. I've got the two folks who are part of my family, known to be part of my family. How about this other fellow, Willie, who's down here? Basically, the rule is if you want to put someone in the form, they have to be in your database. So you may be reluctant to put this guy in here, Willie, a boarder. Who's he? I don't know who he is. But to put him in this census form, you have to create him and put him in your database. So I'm going to do that. Not a whole lot to it. You don't have to belabor it. Just write his name in here. Willie. Oops. Willizowitz. And click OK to create him. So he appears here. You can rearrange the name as it appears in the sentence, in the census. Lozowitz. I did some searching for this guy and I found nothing. I have no idea who he is. But he's a boarder. This is M.W. What's his age? So now, that's the information for the census. That's pretty much it. Okay. Headings. Some forms may have headings, and what this generally is just, you know, a little front matter that appears at the top of the form that applies to the entire form. So it could be, in other census definitions, it could be things like, you know, enumeration districts, if there's a, you know, stamp number on here. This census form definition doesn't bother with that, but over here in gallery you may want to add the image document there. This one. And okay. Fabulous. So now we have a complete 1910 transcribed census for Katie, Annie, and Willie. Click OK. That gets added. Okay, if you click on Anna, you see now she has a 1910. Katie also has a 1910, and so does Willie. Great. Now, what is the effect of doing all this? Let's take a look. Let's double click on Anna, or let's start with Katie. Double click on Katie. You can see what happens is it adds a census event to Katie's list of events. And if I edit this, you'll be able to see where all that information has been tucked away. It's up here under attributes. Okay. Had there been heading information, that would be down here under these attributes. But since we didn't need to deal with that, the only attributes are up here, and you can see everything that I transcribe right here under the census event. Okay, so how do you finish this up? Here. Alright, once you finish entering your information, you're going to want to clean up your events and citations, like so. Notice that it just plops a new event down here at the bottom of your list. If you want to put that in chronological order, you would use these arrows just to bump that up. I'm going to do that for each of these people. Anna next. And she has a lot done for her, so you'll see all the way down here. I'm going to move this up quite a few steps, right to about here. And Willie, he's only got one thing because he's brand new, so I don't have to do anything for him. And right, so that's how I clean up my events. Last thing you're going to want to do is clean up the source citation. Remember, I had said earlier the form Gramplet always creates a new citation. I'm going to check out the citations here in my citation tree. And you'll see what I mean. Here, the census Gramplet created this citation, which is a duplicate of this citation. Alright, just beware that that's happening. At the end of filling out my forms, I like to merge these two. Okay, using the green button here, I like to give it the name of, the proper name of the citation, and then leave as much unchanged as possible. I'm going to click OK here. In general, one warning I read somewhere, I don't remember where I read this, but in general, the recommendation is that you do not make any changes to the census event that gets created. So if you wanted to change this, you would not go in here and edit this stuff. What I like to do is add once again to the gallery. It would be nice if the Gramplet did this, but apparently it doesn't, not yet. Add the image to the gallery of the event. Okay. Other than that, I don't like to make any changes here inside the event. When you want to make changes, you come back to the form Gramplet, and if you want to change one of Anna's, you then click on it and edit. Okay? Right, so make all your changes in here, and then enjoy them in the census event. And that's pretty much it for entering a census. I want to show you, before I sign off here, the example of entering in the UK death certificate. So for that, here's what it looks like. You get several boxes here. If you want to use the form Gramplet to enter that, same process. Find the source. Okay, this is under London. It's here. Yeah. Edit the source with an attribute. Okay, this one I haven't worked on yet, so it's going to be new. Form UKDeath. Okay, and okay, and you should now see the new association that's available here. Death, London, England. Okay. Here you'll see a different method of entering, because there's only two people involved in this, the deceased person and the informant. You will just separately use these select person buttons to choose the right people. This would be Harry. Okay. This would be Sarah. But other than that, you get the idea. There she is. Other than that, you get the idea, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but Actually going to cancel that. That's it. That is how you go about entering form data using the form Gramplet. Install the add-on, add the form Gramplet to the dashboard or sidebar, enter the attribute code to associate the appropriate census form definition with the source you're using, click New or Edit to add your information, and then clean up your events and your citations. Thank you all for watching, and enjoy transcribing.